Hi, Heidi ho everyone. How's it going? Sorry if you can hear some creaking. I'm adjusting my glasses around my over-ear headphones and they always make a weird little noise. How are we doing? How's everyone holding up? Let me know how the volume is. I'm still playing around with some of my mic settings, my audio settings and all of that. So let me know how it is. You know I'm always more than happy to play around with the volume a little bit. I'm also gonna adjust my chair height because I was fixing some cabling earlier and I had to lower my seat all the way down, and being 5'1", I usually have to have my seat all the way up like a high chair, so trying to make it so I've got that good posture, you know, the elbows resting on the table if you can, and back straight, and all that jazz. Ooh, I'm being ambitious. I'm lifting up my screen ever so slightly. But living dangerously today, goodness. Volume sounds all right to you? I'm very glad to hear it. Oh, I'm about to yawn, excuse me. Ooh. How's everyone's weeks been so far? I've just posted I'm just pouring myself some tea from my little pot. I've just posted an announcement somewhere, so I'm just going to give people a minute more to filter in, but it's so nice to just see people. It's always a treat to see people. I'm personally very excited. I think I mentioned in the previous stream because I've got some cats coming. Well, not coming, I'm adopting some cats and they come home with me next weekend, so I'm 1 week away now. Bear with me while I play with brush settings. Good time zone, y'all, says Art Goals, or Art Galle. I hope you'll have to tell me how you pronounce that, but yes, good time zone to you too. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bear with me while I just have some fun with these brushes. I'm just finding some brushes I like. Well, I already know some brushes I like, but sometimes I get overwhelmed if I have too many brushes, you know? So I've kind of narrowed down a select few that I enjoy using. Probably recognize this one from some of the sketchier stuff I've done. It's actually a default Photoshop one called Carl's Real Oils, but I just love it for line art because it gives it this very pencil-y, sketchy style. Hello, Mr. Lou. Hello, right back to you. For some reason, my brush settings, I think this might be par for the course, but my brush settings don't appear on my screen. So if I pause for a second and just appear to be moving my mouse around, I've actually right-clicked and brought up my brush options. And yeah, for some reason they just don't show up, which is very weird. What's the Drawfee challenge? Very good question. So the one I'm trying is one that they actually posted recently because it just sparked so much interest that I wanted to just give it a little go, and I didn't want to, you know, lie about my sources, or my inspiration rather. It's the one where you have to draw on one canvas and you can't undo or use the erase tool or flip the canvas. So the only things you can really do is just keep building on it like you would with traditional art. You just got your brushes and that's kind of it. So that is what I'm trying to do today. Art Galles, cool. Thank you so much for telling me how to pronounce it. Will get cat pictures when they arrive. Of course you will all get cat pictures when they arrive. In fact, you guys will probably be sick of me posting cat pictures by the time they arrive. Absolutely. They're both black. They're quite distinctive from one another. But I'm very much looking forward to like, you know, just having two little voids That's going to be a very exciting time for me. And one's much smaller than the other, so it's going to be just these two little guys. I can't wait. Just going to do a little cat doodle while I play around with my brush settings before we get started. Never sick of cats. Absolutely. Right. So I have no clue what I'm going to draw. I think I'm just going to have some fun with it. I'm going to treat it almost very classically. And just have a laugh. So I will apologize in advance. If I do accidentally Control Z, I will then try and like Control Shift Z, so redo it, because I don't know about you guys, but I at this point kind of have Control Z. My hands right now are hovering over Control Z. It's crazy. I am actually having to like physically stop myself. I'm actually going to move my keyboard to try and yeah, because I'm not allowed to use the eraser tool either. And I think if I want to do a straight line, I'll go old school, can't speak today, and use a ruler. I think that'd be quite funny. And use a mirror if I want to mirror my canvas. I don't have a mirror, so you might hear me frantically, well I do, but it's not on hand, so you might hear me making a mess of my room. So one sec, what you're hearing right now is me moving my keyboard because my hands are still hovering over Control Z. I actually can't stop myself. I might have a problem, guys. I might have a problem. I'm nudging my teapot out the way, which as a British person who loves their tea makes me very anxious. It's too far away. Right. Yeah, I mean, let me just look at the chat. I'm never sick of cats. I finally got a stream. Yes. Hi, Archie. Come in. Join us. I'm already in love, says Bryn. Quackhead says, I just watched the Drawfee video and loved it. Excited to see you attempt it. Oh, gosh, well, temper your expectations because I don't know, obviously, well, you've seen the video. What I was about to say, I don't know if you've seen the video. In the video, for those who haven't seen it, those guys really struggled and they are much better than me. So, are much more experienced than me. So, be prepared to see me fail, but maybe that's quite nice. I sometimes hope that by seeing me fail, it maybe encourages some people. And that's nice. Sometimes seeing someone not be the best at something can be quite encouraging because it means that people, I think on social media, people try and present themselves as perfect, or they'll do those videos where they've already pre-colored it and they'll just use the eraser tool on that final layer. And that always discouraged me rather than encouraged me, so yeah. Someone says, I have that with double finger tapping. I can't even keep myself away from Control Z because the stylus hand is the undo. Yeah, 100%. Made it we deleting arts as the Forlorn Night. Well, actually, no, I'm not allowed to. This is their traditional art challenge that they just did. Someone says, maybe a very tiny post-it note on your Z, thinking the tactile difference might help you remember not to press the bad button. Someone says, Alt-C addiction too relatable. I'm looking around and seeing if I have something I can stick over it. I'll post a little picture in the community chat. I'm just staring vacantly around my room at my massive shelves full of D&D knickknacks. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I went to Dimension 20 Live a few weekends ago here in the UK. They're doing a UK tour. And one, met Sam Reich, and one of the nicest people I've ever met. But two, I caught Siobhan Thompson's D20 when she threw her polyhedral set into the audience, and so I'm just kind of looking at the little shrine I made for it. Well, my piles of dice. No, I was hoping for like a little Pokemon sticker I could stick on, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Yeah, The Forlorn Night, says I haven't watched it yet. I would recommend it. It was very good, and it got me inspired. I think the reason I wanted to try this is because I know it's going to make me uncomfortable, if that makes sense. I'm like, oh, I need to like challenge myself a bit more. So we're going to see how it goes. Oh, why am I nervous? God, that's not a good sign. If I'm that nervous, then probably doesn't bode well for how reliant I am on Control Z. My hand is on Control Z again. going to try... So I'm not erasing here for the record, I am sampling colours. I'm using the default Carl's Real Oil brush because I'm a big fan of it. If you use it on a layer in isolation and just stick to one colour, I've used it for a lot of line art and I love it a lot. We're going to see how this goes. Someone said you could pop the Z. That's a really good point. I do have a key remover. If I get too bad with it, I will actually remove the Z cap. That's a really good shout. For now, I've just got my hand on the Alt button so I can sample colours, and we'll see if I can behave myself. I think because I've been doing that, I don't know if you guys caught the previous stream, but some Hades related stuff, I'm in a little bit of a maximalist mood. So I might go for like one of those really surrealist, you know, portraits where it's all a little bit like they're covered in flowers and gems and stuff. I think that could be kind of fun. I think I am fully just gonna wing it, which is once again really out of my comfort zone. I really like to have a plan and a bunch of references. I found because I primarily trained or got my uni qualification doing concept art, I learned to become somewhat of a style mimic. And the second you accept that there's no pressure to ever have one definitive style and it's always changing, I've kind of embraced the idea that I mimic whatever style I'm just trying to achieve for that one thing. But it also does mean that I could be a bit inconsistent with my artwork, if that makes sense. I'm feeling this though, it's nice. There's something almost quite freeing about not having to worry about flipping the canvas. If I make a mistake, I'll just have to paint over it. Like there, I wanted to undo that and I've not. Oh god, I hit the wrong button. I clicked to the edge of the canvas. One sec. Oh, it's all going wrong. There we go. There's going to be lots of flowers down here, methinks. Yeah, just enjoying the process, like Chief says, absolutely. Is that an eye? Well, it's part of an eye. Oh, the bit behind it. No, it's kind of, I'm kind of going for like a, just working out composition. Maybe like a halo. Lots of things around it. Evening folks, this is Solo Solitaire. Hey, welcome to the stream. Lovely to see you again. I believe some of you guys were here yesterday, so it's nice to see you again. I kind of started going for a closed eye there and then chickened out, and now I'm going to have to paint over that. I used to do a lot more fine art, but obviously recently I've been just doing loads more digital. I used to do a lot of cosplay as well. I've been trying to get back into that recently. Oh, that eye is upsetting me. Way too big, for one thing. I swear I'm usually better at drawing faces. It just goes to show how reliant you become on certain tools. I'm trying to get the profile a little better, and I think that'll really help with other parts of the face. Because this won't be the darkest it is, so it's almost going to provide like shading. I start really blocky and then I like to go in a little bit more detailed. See, without flipping the canvas, I've just realised what the issue was. Maybe this is training my eye up a little bit. I think I've become really reliant on, I'm trying to go a bit abstract with this one, but I think I've become really reliant on line art. This is a wake-up call. This is actually turning out bigger. I think that's the thing. I started too small on the back section. And once again, we're just kind of rolling with it. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. It looks like one of those Russian Jessie drawings. Yeah, it does a little. Congrats on getting Siobhan's dice lol. And yes, Excalibur Turkey is the one layer challenge. And I am realising that maybe experimenting with some new brushes was not the way to go. But you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. I'm trying to draw characters with, I suppose, less like conventionally attractive features. Not because I think any face can be enigmatic and you know, beautiful in its own way, but I think we tend to default to certain kinds of faces. So I'm really pushing myself to try a lot of new things today, which is nice. So it means if I mess up spectacularly, I will still have gained something from this because I'll be improving. New brushes, new vibes, all that good stuff. starting to feel it a little bit more now. I think I'm slowly getting out of the ugly stage. Obviously, bear in mind, you tend to watch videos like this on a time lapse, so if any of it feels frustrating, I will be making a edit of this on my main videos portion of my channel where I speed it up. So if you do get frustrated with the process, I will not be offended. I think what I'm going to do is switch to my palette brush though. As far as I'm aware, they were allowed to switch between brushes. Oh, I'm on the wrong... one sec. That's better. I was still in blend mode. Oh, shoot, sorry, that was by accident. I will allow myself accidentals, especially because I get hand spasms. Now, I'm probably not going to do the ears on this because I kind of like the idea of her having, well, she'll probably have lots of hair and a flower crown. Someone says, what tablet do you use? I use a very old Wacom Cintiq Intuos. It's like a bamboo, some description, and it's about the size, it's about a 5-sized, I want to say, and I got it a very long time ago. So yeah, it's you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know. So this little test is going to try to work on visuals for my world building project with you. Try to go back to mindlessly doodling. Absolutely the way to go for it. Absolutely, go for it. Sansa's forehead is too small. Yeah, I'm kind of ignoring this back portion because I realised that I'm going to be adding stuff. So I'm kind of not keeping things too proportional for now. But thank you for your suggestion. In fact, just so I'm ignoring that back portion, let's kind of fade it out a bit. So if you see my thing darting around, it's because I'm now having some fun playing around with my brush size and settings. Oh, I didn't mean for it to go up. Let's sample this bit. We can probably lengthen the jaw now. I'm starting to feel out this bit. Ooh. and Misty Grey, I saw you, if you had a question before, I saw that a comment went. You're obviously, I started reading it, you're more than welcome to ask stuff. You know, I don't mind. Oh, in fact, let's get my, why are my brush dynamics? There's my shape dynamics. One second, I'm gonna let myself do an undo for this because something is being funky with my shape dynamics, so I just wanna fix that. There we go. Sorry about that. For some reason it was just being a little bit funky. Oh, I don't like that. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm gonna start sketching in kind of what I'd like for her, which is a bunch of like flowers, I think. And that will probably hide the back of the head, which right now is kind of non-existent. Just trying to get shapes down, I think, at the minute more than anything. I kind of like the idea of like a huge like earring, like one that kind of covers this section actually. Kind of like this. Something like that. And then maybe some like sections that hang down like this. Kind of see what I'm going for? So we can tidy some of this up, and then the flowers will kind of come down to cover this bit. We can come back to this in a bit, but I'm just trying to get a feel for certain things, if you know what I mean, before I start adding detail. I think I'm also going to add a little bit of like general, I'm going to switch brushes. Oh shoot, wait, no, Hannah, redo, there we go. I'm going to switch to a different brush that doesn't have the same kind of pressure sensitivity, so I'm just kind of laying colour down a little bit more reliably. I'll set it to like that much. And actually we'll use this one. There we go. Just so I have a greater sense of like shading before we add more. Makuta says, I like whatever this is. Also, hello, fellow Brit. We have spoken before, but I say things weirdly. Hey, nice to have you in the stream. Yeah, I'm so what this is the kind of one canvas, I guess, traditional painterly challenge, and I have absolutely no plan for this. It started a little poorly, but I feel like it's now starting to find its legs a little bit, which is nice. I haven't done a lot of like kind of traditional style stuff in a while, so this has been good for me for sure. And one of the things I was saying as well is I just kind of want to lean into the fact that I'm just enjoying the process. Obviously, if you guys want to chat about anything, let me know. I'm going to probably be kind of getting into it, and if you do have to dip for any reason, don't worry, because I'm also going to be... Oh, I messed it up there. It's alright, we will live. I am going to be trying to do like a speed paint edited version of this at some point, which is part of the reason I'm not moving the canvas around too much, just so that I can maybe avoid having to do a little strobe warning. But yeah, that's the plan. I will try and get a speed paint version of this stream up, maybe with a bit of commentary. Someone says this looks like it's coming directly out of a church. Thank you, Bran. That's very kind of you. I did used to do more kind of classical style stuff, a lot of life drawing. I don't like that. Away with you. I haven't done a lot of that for a while. It'd be maybe good to do that again. Oh, sorry. My shape dynamics are playing up. There we go. Oh God, sorry. This is my brush being funky. I've had some issues with it recently. And for those of you just kind of coming in, I'm also allowing myself redos if my thing is playing up, but also if my hands are playing up, because I'm getting some bad hand spasms at the minute. Just trying to block this out. Let's get the palette knife back in and just kind of etch at it. Which is not like it hurts or anything like that. They're just very frustrating. So you'll have to bear with me. I hope you can. Someone says, I've come to the conclusion I'm not good at storyboarding, but we press on because the world needs more lesbians in armor. You know what? It absolutely does. Hear, hear. Absolutely. Bryn says, is anyone else reminded of the Exceptional Girl animation by Dead Sound? I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look it up after this. Is it like a music video or... I'm not sure if I want to add too much more to the composition or if I just want to leave it blank, but I'm just kind of leaving these in to see how I feel about them. We'll come back to them later and see how we're all feeling. I think no was the honest answer. It starts to feel cluttered. I think it needs something else, but it should maybe have more of a jupe, like it's kind of coming off of her. Some lace, maybe of some kind at the front. I think actually some kind of trim here. Like she's just absolutely bedecked. Like she's giving real Demeter vibes, you know? Like I'm really worried about colouring this. I'm wondering if to just keep it as it is or if I want to risk it with some colour. How much of my old school art training do I remember? Oh boy. Well, there's time to think it over. Just reading the chat. A challenge should suit you, so no worries. OMG, watch his content. Dead Sound is an incredible animator. I'll have to check him out. Oh, hi, that Rob Human. Yes, you are fashionably late, my friend. Sun rays, perhaps, says Archie. That could be quite nice. Yeah, no, it's a little cliche, but I think cliches are great, honestly. I think there's a reason they're so popular. Yeah, so kind of like coming off of her like it's a very religious looking thing. I actually really like that. I think it'll break up the composition in a really interesting way. Yeah, good idea. Thank you for the suggestion. Going to ease off how bright they are for now as I slowly build up that contrast. Just for now. We'll come back when we're feeling a bit more emboldened. What a great idea. Massive shout out to Archie in the chat. Dude. Sometimes you need someone to give you a fresh pair of eyes on something. What I'm going to maybe do is have a few like petals falling down. There we go. Now I'm really digging this. This is starting to feel More like we're working towards something. These are kind of going to be flowers. Actually, let's make, so we're breaking up the use of little flowers. Let's have this one here maybe be like a big one. And then we can have some smaller ones peeking out. From other places. Oh, I'm really enjoying this now. This is a fun one, gang. I'm enjoying this. Sorry if I am abandoning you a little bit in the chat. I'm just having so much fun with it. I will check and see what people are saying in just a sec. Please be patient with me. Just nipping back in. Let me scroll to catch up. Exceptional Animation is part of a series of short films. Oh, awesome. I'll check them out. Oh wow, Bonky, thank you so much. That always means a lot to me. Oh wow, thank you so much. That you really appreciate it, my guy. As always, I know you tend to be the silent wonder of the world building community, but as always, if you ever do need a shout out or, you know, any socials you want following, you know you're more than welcome to. You're a friend of me and a lot of other creators. For those of you in the chat who are unaware, Bonky here has given tons of very kind donations to a number of the world building community. A real patron of the arts, this one, so they are much appreciated. I'm going to save this because I just realized I haven't saved it yet. Oh my gosh. Drawfee. There we go. I've just saved it. Gosh, can you imagine? You're such a sweetheart. Cheese, indeed, I agree. I am going to break the speed draw just briefly to thank Bonky by starting a new layer and drawing some cheese. And I think we can all agree this is a good reason to pause in the festivities. Thank you so much. Agreed, Bonky, agreed. Bonky does enable a Gouda time. that Rob Human, great. And I agree, I do think Bonky is a multi-dimensional being, but Bonky is an, a multi-dimensional being who is a true patron of the arts. So thank you so much. You're really appreciated, my guy, as always. This is where we're going to find out it's like Mark Zuckerberg or something, and he's just gotten really into like world building videos recently or something. Just making sure my shape dynamics are on before I start messing things up again. Don't worry, these sketches aren't gonna be this scrappy for long. I'm gonna still keep that low contrast at the back, I think, but I just kind of want to block them out, and then I'll wash them out with a colour on top afterwards. So don't worry, I promise I won't, well, I can't promise I won't ruin it because I think that's part of this process. But I'll try not to ruin it. How about that? I almost forgot my tea. I'm gonna have a quick sup of my tea. One sec, let me lean away from the mic and I'm gonna draw at the same time. Watch me go. There we go. Oh, that was a bit too hard. Oh well. I think this one up here kind of looks like its own flower. I'm just kind of trying to find flower shapes at this point. This is kind of fun. You know what I've not really done in a while is a rose. Let's see if I can vaguely allude to one. And then I'll kind of wash these ones at the back out a bit, so we're drawing our focus to the front, if that makes sense. So we're kind of sketching these in and then washing them out again. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm explaining that. There's method in the madness, but I don't know if it's going to pay off, so we're about to find out. Times like this I'm itching to flip the canvas just so I can see how the composition's looking. hope you guys are at least finding this as, when I said this was a cozy stream, I hope I've lived up to that promise and you guys are just kind of chilling and vibing as much as I am. There it is. I just wanted a few like stray hairs. Gonna clean up this one. Oh, I messed that one up. Oh well. I did say part of the stream was for you to see me mess things up. Let's work down here a little bit. I'm getting sick of the flowers, so we're just gonna work on a different bit. Oh my gosh, Bonky. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. To answer no, we do not require presence or acknowledgement. We will simply be. Holy Bonky, wow. I don't actually know how to respond. That is so incredibly kind of you. Yeah, sorry, I'm usually more articulate than this. Yeah, wow, you are so incredibly generous, and thank you so much. And everyone in the chat, dap up Bonky. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was going to respond to all these other comments. Yeah, like chilling and forlorn night. I'm so glad that this is soothing. Yeah, I think, yeah, I thank you so much, Bonky. For those of you who missed me mentioning it in the previous stream or just now, I am getting some cats next weekend, and Bonky, I will use this to I'll use at least part of this to buy them a little treat, and what I'll maybe try and do is see if I can find them a skull toy. That could be quite fun. Lots of love on Bonky for sure. Solo solitaire, absolutely. Yeah, wow, thank you so much. I'm very grateful. I'm so glad that you enjoy this time that we spend together on here. That means a lot. I'm also really proud of myself that I've not moved the canvas once this whole time. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just a fun one to do, just to kind of keep my perspective on the big picture. I think I will start moving in a bit, just so I can start adding details. But no need for now. Oh, almost hit Control Z again. You know what this is? I would recommend this. I kept hitting Alt, sorry. I was sampling a bunch of colours to try and blend them and I got the old sticky keys. My arch nemesis. I should disable it, I just keep forgetting to. Just kind of feeling these bits out. It's kind of nice to also just pick at sections, so, oh, I'm sick of this bit. Let's just move on to another bit. As I said before, it's kind of nice to celebrate the beauty of, I don't know, like certain noses don't get presented as beautiful nearly as much as I think they should. I think just to break up this flower composition, I'm gonna add like a little hair clip up here. I'm doing it in a slightly different color just for now, just so I can see the difference. Make it like a butterfly-esque, like a crocodile hair clip or something like that. Just to really break up that composition. Yeah, something like that. And then maybe you'd think for someone like myself who has a project called Golden Bone, I'd be a little bit more confident in my metal, but I'm still learning, you know? Sometimes I nail it the first time round, and sometimes it takes me like 87 attempts to get it the way I want it. What I'd also maybe like to do is add like a little chain or something, just to imply that there's just like a lot going on. Oh yeah, and then maybe like one here as well. Ooh, I like that. That sparks joy, that does. And then what I might also then do is just fade out some of these sections just to see how that's going to look. Oh yeah, now it's all starting to come together. Well, certainly in a way that I like. Hopefully, I know stuff like this will never meet everyone's expectations, but hopefully this is still aesthetically pleasing to you. And if I can make a little bit of a tit of myself on stream, hopefully that encourages you to experiment in your own time. I hope it does. I hope so. I think this lace down here needs a little bit more love. Just gonna and then I'll probably go back in at some point and like just add one final pass of brightness just to really make it pop. Just want more coming out the top here so it implies that the flowers are kind of like blooming off her head. You can hear the constant button pressing. Hopefully I've moved it far enough away from the mic, but that is me frantically hitting the Alt button every so often just to make sure I'm blending these colours nicely. Or trying to. Trying to is the operative word here. I'm wondering how brave I'm feeling, and I'm slowly working up the courage towards it, which is adding a little shine line on the one of the jewelry pieces later. So it's kind of like a ting as it like catches the light. I don't know how confident I'm feeling about doing that without an undo option. But we'll see. We'll see if I've worked up the courage by the time we get to that. I'll burn that bridge later. I think what I'm going to do in just a sec is take a minute just to sip my tea and see what you guys are saying in the chat, because I can see it moving. I've just been really in the zone, so I hope you can forgive me for that. Yeah, give me one sec. Yeah, I'm gonna put a new little screen up that just says tea break, and I'm just gonna have a little sip of my tea and read the chat and do a little hand stretch. This is your friendly reminder, if you're doing art along with me, to regularly do wrist and hand stretches so that you don't get any RSIs, repetitive strain injuries. Oh my god, did you hear that? That was my wrist. Oh god, that, yeah, there we go. That's a sign to take a tea break. Right, I'm gonna pour myself out a bit more. And let's read the chat. I'm starting back from when I last thanked Bonky, so forgive me if some of these messages are a little on the old side. Excuse me. I was just laughing at that Rob Human. Good job, Brunky. You've broken her brain a little there. We demand pictures of the cats, says that Rob Human. Of course, I will get loads and loads of pictures of the cats. Someone says change the Discord server to Kitty. That would be funny, actually. I like that. I have a cat too. Maybe you should name your cat after him. Well, because I'm adopting them, Bran, they actually already have names. So their names are Noddy and Poppy. They're two little black cats that I'm adopting. They've not actually met before, but they're both very docile and very sweet. And the cat adoption place said that both fosterers think that they need a friend. So they thought that they would get on really well, and we're going to see how they do. That Rob Human says, gentle reminder to flip it. And someone says, regardless of the Drawfee challenge, do you feel like flipping would be allowed? Yeah, so I did establish at the beginning that the plan is that if I want to flip it, I got to use a mirror. I'm trying to go old school. Oh, got to go, not a Dutch guy. It's a shame I didn't get to say goodbye to them. Well, if you're watching the VOD of this, not a Dutch guy, thank you so much for coming along. And sorry you couldn't stick around. Solo Solitaire says, I'm experimenting, like you said, with Skull and Ink monsters. Oh, I'm really pleased that you're having a go. That sounds awesome. Currently a horse skull, but with a... Yeah, that sounds sick. Very paranoid those things because my ideas have been stolen before. Yeah, I mean, having ideas stolen is so-so. So there's this, it's really difficult as well to tell when it's just like parallel thinking. So a bunch of people were sending me this much, not that I'm particularly huge on YouTube, but even smaller channels, like quarter of my subs, video, and were like, this guy's stolen your idea, and this guy's, and I was like, whoa, let's have a look here. And it, on paper, yes, gold is involved and bones are involved, but then when you look at it mechanically and you look at like his world building logic behind it and the fact that it's meant to be a counterpart to something else from his project, I was like, yeah, you know what, I don't think it is that. And but it's still like the gut drop moment, and the fact that I've had like at least 100 comments, it feels like, on that original video saying I'm going to steal this for my D&D thing, or I'm going to write this up for D&D. Not asking, just telling me. Oh god, it doesn't feel nice. So I'm right there with you, Solo. It's a sucky feeling. I'm really sorry to hear it. Jessie says, is it just me or is it really cozy in here? I'm glad you feel cozy, Jessie. Archie says, Noddy and Poppy go so well together. What? That's so perfect. I agree. Oh yeah, and I see you talking about Insta there, Solo. Yeah, absolutely. If everyone can, go support Solo. Go follow them. They've just put their Insta in the chat. So go show them some love. Go show them some love and appreciation. Perfect, okay. I'm just gonna crunch on a biscuit real quick and then we're back on our grind set. There we go, biscuit crunch achieved. Munch, munch, munch. Yeah, sorry if that was a bit loud. I tried to eat away from the mic, but it is a crunchy biscuit. Right, we're back on it. I'm trying to rim light these a little, but nothing too drastic. The petals, that is. Just gonna do a little thin line here. What? Bonky, what the heck? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, farewell to you too, gosh. Thank you so much for your support. It really means, I don't know what kind of eccentric billionaire you must be to afford to do this, but thank you. Lots of love. Trying to get the shape of the lace down a little bit more, and then I'll relight it. Relight it, reshade it, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So there's the front, that's where it's gonna, and then it's one row along the top, one row along the bottom. What's kind of nice is I'm finding other techniques to reduce the contrast if I go too high contrast, like just straight up going back over it again. Is anyone else looking forward to the, I don't know if this is, you know, everyone has their own interest, but the new V-Rising, well, the actual V-Rising official release, because I am hyped, very excited. Much excitement over here. think just because this looks too much like a rim, I'm going to add some more like, you know, like lace here instead. This is what I meant about sometimes seeing me mess it up, you know? I think we're coming towards the end of it, not because it's 100% finished, but because I just don't want to overwork it. I quite like how sketchy it looks. I think I will, however, kind of squint my eyes up so I can't, you know, focus too hard. And I'm just going to start adding some nice lighting bits. Kind of letting my eyes blur. And then once again, just kind of wash out this bit. Do like a string of pearls here or something like that. I did add some sparkles, gang. Look, I'm doing it. I really don't like this clip, and I've not liked it for a while, so I'm very sorry to say this. But we're actually going to get rid of it. I think there should be like a clip up there or a fastener, but I actually don't like the current one. Shake-up of the century, I know. What do you think might work better? Is something more fan-shaped. Gonna hit save real quick because it's been a hot minute. maybe some more pearls and glittery things. I'm just kind of, yeah, you can see I'm just kind of starting to polish sections up. Add little sparkles here and there. That should be brighter. Let me just have a little look. Someone says, makes me think of a series of paintings a little bit. I've forgotten the ones. Seasonal portraits made of fruit and veggies. Oh, happy lurking, Omega Yeti. Yeah, you've popped in just as I'm kind of trying to put the last, oh, I don't like that, finishing touches on this. I've honestly had so much fun with this. I'll be honest, I was kind of sweating a little bit. Metaphorically, just from concerns this wasn't going to turn out right, because I wasn't feeling it at the beginning. Suddenly there are people watching you, but now it's starting to feel like a finished piece, or maybe not 100% finished, but one that I'm happy with, and that's the main thing. And it's been really fun to play around with contrast and think about lighting and all of that jazz. And also explore my brushes a little bit more. Oh, let me just shade that back out again. Just kind of hinting at stuff, if you see what I mean. I'm not quite rendering everything, but I'm just trying to hint at things that could be there. Oh, my brush did that. Sorry, I accidentally hit a brush shortcut. Sorry, I was wondering why my brush was doing it. I'm allowing undos if it was just pure technical difficulties. Because my shortcuts are all messed up. Oh, thank you for the kind words in the chat. That really means a lot. It's one of those things where I think when you're aware you're being watched, it's like, hey, have I ever used my hands before? Because it suddenly doesn't feel like it. trying to have this almost look like glitter. I hope that comes across. If it probably has not escaped your guys' notice that I love glitter, so any excuse to put a little bit of glitter in this thing. Now, one final thing I want to try out, which is, do I want to push this outline a little bit more? I think the answer's no, actually. I'm just gonna go back in, soften that back out. Oh, for God's sake. I know I said I would use a ruler, but unfortunately I'm in a position where my hands are a bit too shaky for that, so I'm gonna allow myself the shift key. Oh, sorry, I thought I turned the sticky keys off. Oh, actually no, freehanding it's not too bad. We can work with this. I said I was going to go maximalist, and here we are. I hope it meets with your approval. In fact, I am going to work those back out in a few places where they're not cutting it for me. There's something nice about, I don't know, when you have to fix a problem, it makes you think about what the problem is more, if that makes sense. So instead of hitting undo, I actually have to think about, what is it about this that I don't like that I now have to work out? I really like that as a exercise, you know, what a specific part of this exercise that we're doing. And I'm kind of doing these hazy sections where light is catching. So it kind of translates as like it's reflecting that light. And I'm actually going to do it around these parts as well. And you know what? I don't want to overwork this. I think this is a nice place to stop. Stage fright Aces Ontario, 100%. It doesn't matter how many times I do this, I think I'll always get a little bit of stage fright. I also don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, gang, I think I might just nudge a few little bits as I spot them, but I think for the most part, we are done. Good time zone. Oh, yes, good time zone to you too. You sleep tight. And approved. I'll take 10, says Jessie. Out of curiosity, now that I've finished it, I am going to do a little canvas flip and see what it looks like. You know what? That's not terrible. The eye's a little on the wonk. But for the most part, I actually don't think that looks too bad. Like if let me copy paste this. If I were to be doing this where I had all my digital tools on hand, I would take it into Liquify and just kind of nudge this eye. Oh. Maybe shrink it down a little. Something like that. But honestly, I think all things considered, I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. And I like that kept into the spirit of it, you know? Yeah, I'd say it more or less passed the flip test, which I was a little worried about. And now I'm not worried about, because it actually didn't look too bad at all. Wow, this has been a journey, eh? I'm just reading the chat. I'm really distractible today, and I'm also sipping a bit of tea because I've been talking for a little while. You know how it is. Oh, thanks so much, gang. Right. Oh, this was fun. Yeah, I really like this one. I'll be sure to, once this is up, I'm going to download it, and then I'll probably make like a speed paint version of this that I'll stick up on the main channel, maybe with a bit of commentary. But nothing quite beats us all kind of going through the process together and you know, discussing bits and pieces. And yeah, I also really liked experimenting with contrast, so kind of letting sections be washed out. Like here, I've kind of just let it be fuzzy, or be lower contrast. Kind of here as well, like it's almost fuzzy, like it's out of focus. And I kind of liked trying that out because I haven't really done a lot of that. Time zone for me to enjoy the rest of the stream, guys, girls, and non-binary pals. Absolutely. I think then I'm going to bid all of you adieu. I was just kind of trying to think of like a decompress, but I try just to let you in on my thought process. I kind of stream of consciousness it when I'm streaming already, so I think you kind of are up to date on all of that. Have a good Femboy Friday, friends, says Bionic Dodo. Absolutely. In fact, what a way to end the stream. Absolutely. All right, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. You all take care of yourselves. This is your friendly reminder to drink water and stretch. And yeah, I'll be seeing you soon.